Welcome to the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show, where we make plant-based cooking easy. I'm Jill, and today we are going to make the most amazing, decadent chocolate peanut butter cheesecake.
It's the all-free whole food plant-based cooking show.
Hi everybody. So yes, today we are going to make the most delicious, decadent chocolate peanut butter cheesecake. You're not going to believe it. It is so delicious. So it's super quick to put together, but there are a couple things you need to do for prep. So I have 2 cups of cashews here, just raw, unsalted cashews that I soaked in water and just poured off the rinse water. I soaked them for about 4 hours, and that is so that it is easier to blend in your blender. You can do it without soaking them, but it's kind of hard on your blender, so it's better anyway just to soak them. It's better to soak your nuts anyway if you're using them. And then it does take a few hours for setting up in the freezer. But other than that, it's super easy, super simple to put together. So we're going to get started with our crust. And we have 1 cup of almond meal here, or almond flour. And then we have a 1/2 cup of pitted dates. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And this is going to make the crust. And you know, usually cheesecakes have that really nice, crumbly, graham crackery, buttery crust, right? This is very, very similar and just as delicious, but it's a whole food sweetener. So it's all good for you. So I'm just going to put this in my NutriBullet and get the dates all chopped up and just blend this until the whole mixture starts clumping together. Okay, that's about as easy as it gets. And you could do this in your regular blender. It might take, you know, a few rounds of, you know, like scraping down the sides and stuff like that. But what you get is this really nice, kind of crumbly, just lightly stuck together mixture. So then you're going to put that in the bottom of your springform pan. This is just a regular little cheesecake springform pan. I don't remember the measurements on this. I would say it's probably like maybe a 6-inch. And then you're just going to press it down into the bottom of the pan. And this is not a regular cheesecake, you know, like a baked cheesecake. This is a raw cheesecake, really. But if you've ever made a raw cheesecake before, most raw cheesecakes call for coconut oil. They put coconut oil in the filling, and that's what makes it really harden up and, you know, hold its shape. But we're not going to use that. We're not going to use any of the refined fats. The fats that are going to set up like that come naturally from the cashew. And it works just as well, but you don't get all of that unnecessary oil. Okay, that looks pretty good there. Just press it down pretty evenly. Now we're going to move on to the filling. But for this, I'm going to use my regular blender because it's a little bit more powerful and it can hold more quantity. So like I said, this was the 2 cups of soaked cashews. And if you want the whole printable recipe, there'll be a link in the details below. 1 cup of pitted dates. 1/2 cup of peanut butter. And this is an unsalted, unsweetened peanut butter. It's just ground peanuts. You want to always check your labels with peanut butter. If you're trying to avoid added oils and refined sugars, check the labels of that peanut butter because they've gotten to be pretty sneaky on that one. And if it says spread, if it says peanut butter spread, you can almost guarantee that that's got added oil and sugar, which you don't want. All right, then we got a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder and 1 3/4 cup of, this is unsweetened soy milk, but you can use whatever plant milk you like, but make sure it's an unsweetened soy milk because all of our sweetness is going to come from those dates, from a natural plant-based sugar. Okay, now we're just going to blend this until it's really smooth, rich, and creamy. And like I said, it just depends on your blender, on how long that takes you to get it to be really creamy. And you can tell by looking at it, there's little specks and dots still in it. You know, you can tell that there's little chunks of cashew in it. That'll taste grainy if you don't get that mixed completely. So just keep trying, keep working at it. It will turn into that velvety smooth mixture if you're just patient. While we're waiting for that, I'd like to share with you some background on our show. The Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show is crowd-funded, which means these free weekly recipe videos, along with our entire catalog of recipes on our website, plantbasedcookingshow.com, and our new Plant-Based Cooking Made Easy cookbook, are all made possible in part by the generous patronage of our supporting members. By becoming a supporting member, you gain access to great member perks like monthly product giveaways, free downloads of our ebooks, and access to our in-depth courses, including our 28 Days Plant-Based Made Easy course, where we offer a step-by-step guide to making the switch to a fully plant-based diet. We create this show for the hundreds of thousands of viewers just like you who tune in each month from all over the world to make it easy for everyone to live a plant-based lifestyle. So if you love our content, please join us on our mission and become a supporting member today by following the link in the description. Okay, let's get back to the show. Okay, I'm just going to check it here. As you can see, it still looks a little bit grainy. I'm going to scrape down some of that stuff off the sides a little bit. And stick it back in there. Okay, we're going to keep going. Okay, it's getting there. Okay, so this is the cool thing. If you can see that, whoa, that is velvety smooth. Okay, so now we're just gonna pour it into our springform pan. And you don't need to put any kind of parchment, you don't need to oil the sides or anything, because we're gonna freeze this. And when you freeze it, and then when you take it out, to pop it out of the pan, because it's frozen, it's easier to get that springform pan open without, you know, the sides coming off. And this does make a pretty tall cheesecake. And this is definitely not a low-fat cheesecake either. So you just need to watch your portions. You know, if you're trying to watch your weight, have a smaller piece, just so you can have a little bit of that yummy flavor. Okay, that looks pretty good. And we're just gonna pat it down in there and kind of pop it on the counter a little bit to get some of the air bubbles out too. That works too. Just, okay, and then smooth the top. Oh, I can smell the peanut butter and the chocolate. That is one of my two favorite ingredients together. You know, like a Reese's peanut butter cup. Yummy. Even though those aren't vegan, but they make vegan ones. Okay, let's get that off there. All right, so now you need to make a little space in your refrigerator or your freezer. And I'm gonna put it in there for about 4 hours. And you can test it by if you touch the top of it and it still feels like it's not solid, leave it for another couple hours. But 4, maybe 5 hours should do it. Okay guys, look at that. It is ready. All I have to do is take the ring off, cross your fingers that it'll come off smoothly. It's always a little tricky because it's frozen, or almost frozen. Okay, there we go, to one side. There it goes, there it goes. Yee-hoo! Oh, look at that. Want to come in and take a look? Okay, so I'm gonna get a knife and a fork and a plate, and I'll meet you at the table for a taste. Okay guys, ready for a taste? Oh, I can't wait. Oh, that goes in perfect. Oh, yum. I already know that this tastes amazing. We've had this several times so far. But I've got to show you what it looks like from the inside. Make sure I get that crust. Okay, here we go. Ooh, look at that. Look how creamy that is. Ooh. Okay. It almost reminds me of an ice cream cake. But much, much, much more rich. Oh, that crust is delicious. The filling, it is so rich. Definitely a small slice. That's about all you can handle. I can't wait for you to try it. Give this a like, and I'll see you next week.